What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers as people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And LeVon Maynard.
That's right. You are Ryan Williams.
Yeah. I added an extra S in there. Williams is so that was weird. So we're on the weekly rundown. This episode we talk about what we've been doing this week, what kind of media we've been consuming, all that good stuff. Like not a lot of cyber stuff unless we've been studying. Hint, hint, wink, wink. It wasn't me, by the way. I said I was going to study this week. And I did not. Time is growing short. Like I only have access for another 2 months. No, month and a week. So 5 weeks. I got 5 more weeks of access. It's supposed to be a week-long class. I've taken 3 months to start it. So we are going to get to that sooner or later. I'm going to start studying. But from Shannon's awkward silence, he is not studying for his CISP at this very moment.
No. This week was a little bit busier than past weeks have been. So I didn't, by the time I got back into the house, it was spend a little time with the kids, you know what I mean? And do all that. So I didn't study, and I didn't watch too much, partake of too much entertainment either. So yeah, it was
okay.
Like kind of a bland week.
Okay. What about you, LeVon?
Man, for my week it's been pretty good. I playing the same games, same things that you probably heard in some other weeks worth of podcasts. I was playing some Destiny, playing some Yakuza. I need to get back into Control, but I actually watched like a lot of content this last week, which I could dig into. But I'll throw out a couple things some things I really liked was I watched like the latest Castlevania season. I thought that was actually pretty phenomenal. I actually really enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yes.
They did a good job on that. They put like a lot of good action in there. I think the stories was on point. I think this is pretty much the final season. I think they kind of concluded it pretty nicely. They put a nice little bow on it, and they don't need to make any kind of like was it fifth season or anything like that. They can just end it right where it's at, and it'd be like one of the classics, I think.
So let me ask you something about that. So like, I tried to sit down and watch stuff, and I saw the trailer for that, right? Okay. Castlevania, because I know Ryan, you had mentioned it last week, and I was like, oh, it's what Ryan was talking about. And I watched the trailer, so I'm not gonna mention anything that wasn't in the trailer. That's cool, right? Like that's not But so like, was Dracula's son showing up before this season?
Yeah. So Alucard or Alucard? How do you pronounce it? Alucard?
Yeah, Alucard. Yeah, it's like Dracula backwards.
Yeah. So he's in it from I think like episode 1 actually. But in the games, usually it was always about the Belmonts, but they had Alucard in like Symphony of the Night and a few others as well. So he's been in like maybe half the games, maybe. I don't know. I've never been good at Castlevania. That's my hidden secret. I've never completed one of them. I'm gonna go back and play Symphony of the Night is like a masterpiece. So I have to go back and play that one and try to beat it. But I just never been good at them. I don't know why. I'm not good at it.
The trailer made it seem like he just showed up.
No. Like once you get into it, if you ever decide to get into it, it was
interesting. It was very interesting when I saw the trailer. So I'll probably watch because it has all 4 seasons. I think it showed on there. I'll probably watch it from the beginning because I was like,
so in the fourth one is the final one. So it's only 4 seasons. But they do some really good character development. Like obviously they created a bunch of characters for the show, but even like characters you thought you knew pretty well. Like with the Belmonts and the Dracula, like they do a really good job of fleshing out characters. Like it's one of the best video game adaptations ever, in my opinion. I don't think anybody's beaten this or going to beat this anytime soon. And obviously it's animated, so they can take a lot of liberties. Like it's a lot easier to do an adaptation when it's drawn. But the drawing is phenomenal. Like it's some of the best I've seen. Like I don't know if you can consider it an anime or not, because Netflix is teetering on between cartoon and anime, because depending on like where the studios are at and who's in charge of the studio, that makes a difference, right? But it's anime inspired if it's not anime. Like The Last Airbender is not anime, it's a cartoon, but it's anime inspired. And this is like they do a phenomenal job when it comes to not only developing the characters but just the animation. Like the fourth season, off the chain.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
some of the
they
best
killed it.
art I've seen ever in a anime or a cartoon. So
Yeah.
third season is kind of raunchy. So if you got kids, like my son can't watch it because the third season is like watching like HBO Rome, where it just keeps flipping from violence to sex. It's like orgy, violence, orgy, violence. But that's not the fourth season. Fourth season is all action. Like they really wrap it up. But it was a spinoff. I don't know. I didn't read into detail about the spinoff because I didn't want to spoil anything for the final season. But there is supposed to be a spinoff. That's how well it was received. But the director was like, I can't go more than 4 seasons and make it still be this good.
Right.
So,
It's gonna start losing some stuff after any more seasons if they keep going.
Right. But I definitely recommend it if you have just the inkling to watch it. Like you might not be an anime person, but you just like good stories. They do a really good job.
Yeah, and even like the voice actors and everything, I think they were pretty good.
Yeah, spot on. You hear a lot of people that you know from other places. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good casting.
I added it to my list. But I didn't get to watch any of it because like as soon as I start watching, all of a sudden, my daughter walks in. I'm like, I saw the trailer.
like, oh, click.
And they were slicing people up pretty good. You can't watch this. Game. So let's go find Lilo and Stitch or something.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, it's pretty violent. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for like I of course I marathoned it. I watched it on the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I was gonna go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say I actually watched it from the beginning again with the wife. We watched the first season together, but then she didn't seem as interested in the second and third, following up, the second and third season. So I kind of watched them ahead of time. Or maybe I was just a bad husband. I just watched it, without her. But nonetheless, we watched.
No, that's what you're supposed to do, LeVon. That's what you're supposed to do. If you don't want to stay here, this is what happens. I'm gonna watch it without you.
That's right. Yeah. So we end up watching it from season 1 again. We just like binge watched it over the last I don't know. It must have just been this last few days. But so I got to get everything refreshed in my mind how the story progressed up to season 4. And just like Ryan was saying, man, I thought it was really phenomenal. I think they did a great job on the animation and action in it. Ryan was saying, it's like nonstop action. I think in the last season, and the voice acting is on point. Everybody's like, and it's got the humor in it. They like they have like even Alucard is like he's kind of a stoic character, but he has like this he's like almost kind of like Ryan is now, but he's like really stoic, but he's got the jokes like. Like, ha, that's funny. kind of thing.
That's pretty much his character, yeah.
Right. But it's good. I think they did a great job. I think you like it too, Shannon. Especially I know you like a lot of other animated stuff, DC universe and all that kind of stuff. So I think you appreciate it. Especially, I know you're an action guy too for all things. Anything.
That's what I need.
Yeah, you need the action. That has plenty of action.
Yeah.
And it's plenty of
it's definitely the action you need is in this this series, because they still develop the characters really well, even though I think there's maybe a couple slow episodes, maybe it's like, all right, we got to explain some stuff, but even in that, again, they don't necessarily have so there is a B-side story technically with Isaac, where you'll get to learn that character. That you're like, that's pretty, so it might be the spinoff for all I know, but you're like, yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then they continue to develop his character, because I don't believe he was in any of the source material, to my knowledge. Again, I've never beaten one of these games. It's one of my dirty secrets.
Same here. Actually, I need to.
Because it's a platformer and a Metroidvania type situation. So that's where the term comes from, Castlevania and Metro game, where you have to. There's one ginormous map, but you can't get to all of it at any given time. You have to develop and learn new skills, get new weapons, and then you can unlock old areas that had doors.
Right.
So it's A, skill, and then B, patience. So I've never made it through. So one of these days, if they ever port one of them to the Switch, I'll play through it. But to my knowledge, it's simply nice not on the Switch. So if it ever comes, I guarantee I'll play it.
It kind of just watching the anime kind of made me want to kind of go back and man, I don't really play the game all the way through. I need to just like play little games to see what kind of compare it and see what's the same, what's similar and what's
Yeah.
different between the anime and the actual game. So that's kind of on my bucket list as well. But I got so much stuff on my queue, my video game queue I got to get through. But that's definitely in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So my week was pretty tame in the stuff and all that, the stuff I watched and I did. It was a pretty slow week, but it was after. So the post show, I'll tell you how I'm a planner by trade nowadays. Like, so IT guy, but now I plan things, and no plan survives contact with the enemy. Let's just say that. So I had a very, very rough execution day. But aside from that, that's why I didn't do Ask Assist P was that night. And I was like, nope. I posted on the social media, it's like, not tonight. We ain't doing this. So I didn't do that. So I feel bad. So I got to catch up this week and do an Ask Assist P. And then I watched Bad Trip.
Bad Trip. There you go.
Yeah, I watched Bad Trip. And I was like, yeah. And so my post it came off in a different tone than the way I actually felt. I just didn't want to share too much about it, but I actually thought it was good. It's one of the only times one of these prank films actually did it for me. Like, I usually do not like these because people are just being people and they don't want to be bothered. And I'm just like, this is dumb. And I get you have a general, like the best one I've seen is Bad Grandpa. I think was the best one out of the whole Jackass series, where they actually had a story to try and develop, but also mess with people. Borat does a pretty good job, but again, I just don't like stop messing with people. Like in Borat's situation, they messing with celebrities. That's hilarious to me because they kind of deserve it. But most of these people, just regular people, just trying to mind their business, right? But this one, that I thought he did a good job. Tiffany Haddish was funny. That's not Hannibal. That's another dude. Who's also
Real Howery.
Yeah. So he's always funny. I think he was in Get Out. I think it was him in Get Out. I always get the two confused.
I can't remember.
But I think it was him, and he's always funny to me. And then the other dude, the main character, I don't remember him in too much stuff, but I thought he did a good job of balancing the pranks with actual story. Like, so I laughed throughout the whole thing. Like at the very beginning when he was running through the house, like Killer Mike, when he just shattered the glass, and the cleaning lady didn't know what to do.
She's like, what?
I was like, okay. I get behind this because it was like short skits until they got to the end, which I thought was the funniest part. So usually in these movies they don't mess with too many people of color. Like usually it's like Jackass, and they have a certain demographic they're going for. But this one was primarily people of color, and it was hilarious because we react totally different.
Right.
Like the restaurant scene had me dying because that lady was hyped. She was like, she's gonna kill you.
Yeah. That part had me going too.
Yeah. That
Tiffany
one,
Haddish,
the Tiffany Haddish and her brother. That last one, I want to give it away, but that one where the most dangerous scene, like that one, like and the lady was like literally just trying to find a reason. she was like, people probably love you. She was like, no, they don't. She was like, well, she just kept coming up with reasons.
Right.
I was like, man, we make everything hilarious. Like we make everything better. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
So like I plan on watching it, but Eric Andre sometimes is too much for me, right? Like
he can get to level, but
he just wants to show his junk all the time, and I'm like, man, I'm not here for that. You know what I mean? Like
that does happen a couple times.
Yeah, that's what, that's
Yeah.
what he does, because he has his own show too. I don't know if it's still on or not, but it's kind of like it's in the same vein as the Zach Galifianakis one. What is that? Between Two Ferns or whatever?
Right.
Oh,
Like
that's where I saw him.
Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not like
Adult
that.
Swim, I think it used to be. I never watched it. Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah, I watched one episode, and like he like fell through the desk, and I was just like, this is trash.
It's like too much.
Yeah.
That's where he's from. Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me now. I'm like, it's not funny because I don't like Between Two Ferns either. Like, I don't think that's funny.
Yeah. He's kind of like an edgy kind of like comedian that he tries to be like, push the limits to his comedian, just try to like be all extra and just like dramatic, like you were saying, falling through desk and being naked and like, he'll like dressed all like shuffled and like look all kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's different, but like I did see the trailer and I was kind of like, man, this does look kind of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he did a good job in this one though. And I don't think I don't know. I don't think he gets. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think he gets so crazy like you saw on some of the his talk show or whatever.
They kind of man, I'm trying to think of a good term for like they keep them all in a box. Like they all have their parameters.
Right.
But for some reason, I don't know. Like I don't know if it was on purpose or what have you, but the people they run into are hilarious themselves.
Yeah.
Like the dude from jail. I was crying. I was like, this is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because for the most part, when they showed the bloopers, there's only a couple times where people shut down. But for the most part, like they didn't have any of those. Like it was just people just being funny.
Right.
Like their reactions were just hilarious.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I like it.
Right. And then there's a one that what got me one point when like I think Tiffany Haddish had a picture of one of the guys that they were clowning. Like like how'd you get a picture?
She was like, you in the picture. He was like, how'd you get this picture?
Like what the hell? Because it's like some random guy that like you were walking on the street, Shannon, and then all of a sudden she has a picture of you like with somebody else, and like this is you, right? Like what's going on
he was
here?
Like that is me.
and like you're with like Eric Andre or something like that. It's like what the hell? How the hell where'd you find this picture at? And it's pretty.
That was pretty
funny.
good. That's pretty. I was like, so they never explained that. I got to see the behind the scenes. Like one of his friends had to set him up. They had to find somebody to be like, he's going to be here at this time, and he'll do a good job. So
right, yeah. But I think it's a good movie. I think you like it, Shannon. It got pretty good reviews. I saw from like I think Rotten Tomatoes, stuff like that. I think it got like a 75 or something. So it's pretty good for for this kind of movie. I think. For what it is, right?
Yeah. I definitely enjoyed it. Like it was you and there was a bunch of coworkers also trying to push me in a direction. I was like, I'm not watching it. So finally I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And then I also watched 4 episodes of Harley Quinn. Hilarious.
Yeah, did you like that so far?
Yeah. It's really funny. I'm like, okay, I can keep watching this.
Yeah, I like JB Smooth's character, and my wife really likes Bane's character. He's like,
I was gonna say Bane is my favorite.
He's
like, gonna blow this place up.
He's always trying to blow something up. He's like, dang, Bane, calm down. But they was picking on Bane. They pick on him like a small child, even though he's the biggest one of all.
That was pretty funny. Then all the B-side people that you normally wouldn't see in something like this, like Kite Man.
It's like who the hell
be clowning on him.
Kite Man, what the?
Because I knew Calendar Man. So when they showed Calendar Man, I was like, okay, that's it. That was an Easter egg that was always in the Arkham games.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like one of the lamest characters ever. But then Kite Man, I was like, who the hell is Kite Man?
Yeah. What's up with this Kite Man? But he's funny too, man. All the characters, like they all got their own personality. I think it's pretty good. I think as the show develops, I think all the side characters are maybe more funny than Harley Quinn herself, or like the main character. I guess like it's like all the side characters add so much more to the story and to the enjoyment.
Yeah, but I got to the first episode, King Shark, and that surprised me because I only know I can only speak my name, King Shark.
Yeah. So
I was like, this dude's pretty eloquent.
Yeah.
That's where I left off. I'm like midway through episode 4.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I like that series.
Is that the one with the TV show? Right? Is that the first one? Shavandra or whatever her name is, or no? Okay, no. You'll see.
I didn't get that far. Yeah, I didn't get that far. Like I literally made it halfway through, and I started passing out last night. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. I think that might be the last one I watched. Actually, it's the fourth. That's the fourth one. Yeah, that might be the last one I watched. But yeah, it's kind of funny, right? Because you see him now and how he is. Like you're like, oh, he's very intelligent and whatnot, and that it will change up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, because when I was watching through the Dark Justice League or whatever, it was all like saying his name, and then like the last episode he was in, he actually said this dude was like, "Come on."
Yeah, I did watch. So a couple things I watched, and I know you haven't seen it yet, but I watched Army of the Dead. Um,
Is it any good?
do you guys want me to tell you my initial reactions right now, or do
You
you guys
can.
want to
I
watch?
probably won't watch it. I probably won't
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah, I'm gonna watch that at some point. Because I am a huge zombie flick fan, but no longer a TV zombie fan.
Like the
I,
Walking
I
Dead
like
and
it
that kind
short and concise. Yeah, like
Is,
The
is
Walking
that
Dead just went
Snyder?
way too long.
Yeah, it's too
Is
long.
that
That's too
Snyder?
long. They need to wrap that up. Really.
Yeah.
But the Army of the Dead is I'm gonna say it's not that great of a movie. Maybe
Oh
it's fun to
no.
watch. It's maybe fun to watch like on like a hey, I just want to throw something on TV just to have it playing in the background while I'm kind of doing other things. But it's not one of you're not gonna really not gonna be a lot of takeaways from the movie. Um,
Okay.
I can only think of like maybe one or two parts that were kind of like, oh damn, like oh shit, that kind of happened there. But I don't want to like disappoint you, but I didn't enjoy it. Maybe you'll find it a little bit more entertaining, but I think generally speaking, I looked at some other reviews and it like looks like people don't really like it either.
Gotcha.
Because it's
I,
not
I'll
like
I'll give it. Yeah, I'll like
yeah,
you said, I'll keep it on the background. Like,
yeah.
uh, is it because it's just not good in general, or does it do the Netflix thing where it ends with ambiguous like why why why
Yeah.
did you not finish this movie?
I feel like it's like it really had like the elements to be good. I mean, has a nice cast. I mean, Dave Bautista's like I think he's the main guy.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like him as a actor or not, but he's pretty good in the role, I think. But it's like it's not really like fleshed out. It's like it's really I don't know. First of all, the reason for them to go into the situation they are, it's kind of like why would they do that? Um, and then because for the most part they want to give this businessman wants to pay these guys some money to go get some money or to give them a cut of this money that's left in Vegas that's surrounded by zombies. So you guys send the guys in there to get the money so we can because he got pretty much he got insurance money uh, from a company because his business got compromised from the zombie invasion, and so he got this millions of dollars from the insurance, and so he's like, let me double dip, let me try to get the money that I've already got
Gotcha.
insurance covered for. I'm gonna send this team in here to go get this money, and then like
That's like old boy from Ocean's 11, though.
yeah,
Terry,
yeah,
Terry Benedict, because in the second one, even though he got his insurance money, he was like, I still want you to pay me back. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, so I think it's kind of one of those, but it's like it's not really fleshed out and it's not like really exciting as far as the I don't know, even like the zombie interactions and but I mean it's kind of out there. I mean it's really like it's really stylized, I think, from was it Zack Snyder? I
Yeah.
think it's his flick. So I mean you put like a lot of flair and I think it's kind of cool. So I used to live in Vegas, so I get to see some of the Vegas sites and like whatever set they use. I mean it seemed pretty like realistic, like oh they must be in Vegas right now, like walking around. Um but I
So
think it was
it's
it's not that
crazy.
great of a movie.
I read a story today, and I didn't know this. So like one of the original cast members is Chris D'Elia. I don't know how you D'Elia. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He's a comedian that got caught up because he was accused of some sexual assault and stuff like this. So there's a character in there, Tig Notaro. She's the helicopter pilot, I guess. She's
Yeah.
she's green screened into all of it because like they had to do all her scenes during COVID. So like everything
Mhm.
she does is with green screen. So I'm like,
Oh
I
damn.
don't know how that will look. Like, how do they incorporate everybody else with her? If they do at all. Like, she's a helicopter pilot, so I imagine, they have to be with her or whatever. But yeah, I read an article where all her stuff was filmed by herself. I think there might have been 1 or 2 days she was with one of the other actors of the main cast, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, so she's all green screen. I'm like, how do you incorporate that? Is that going to look dumb? You know what I mean? But
Right.
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 I don't know.
And yeah, I remember reading something about that as well. But and you know, I won't say that the movie's like horrible or anything. Like you're gonna be like, oh man, you know, I wasted my life watching that movie. But it's just gonna be like something that's like, if I didn't see that, it would not have, you know, it would not have hurt my feelings. I would not feel like you know, you wouldn't be missing out on anything for the most part. It's like you're not like gonna regret like, oh, I didn't watch that movie. Dang. Now it's a cult classic. Everybody's telling me, you know, talking about it, and you know, go to Office Place, and everybody's talking about, oh man, you see the Army Dead? Oh man, that's so great. Yeah, yeah. You see that one part when he did the, you know, I don't think you'll find a lot of people doing that, but people might be like, oh, okay, I just watched it. It was all right, and move on with the next, you know, topic, whatever. But
Gotcha.
but yeah, I like to get your take on it when you watch it. If you watch it too, Shannon, what you think about it? But I think it's just like okay, it's like a C.
He's like, I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Yeah, yeah, Shannon. Like I'm not even waste my time.
I was already on the fence because it's a zombie flick. You know what I mean? I think Dave Bautista is getting better. Like I like him in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? As Drax.
Yeah.
He did one that was kind of a comedy. He was My Spy. I think it was an Amazon movie, right? Like he works for the CIA or something, and there's the little girl he's protecting or whatever. He moves in.
Yeah. I didn't watch that one, but I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good for what it was, right? So like I think he's just trying to get more leading man stuff and not be so much in the background. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't mind watching Dave Bautista. I would watch him and stuff that he does. But yeah, zombies and whatnot. I don't know. I just don't get it with the zombie stuff. I'm not saying I won't watch zombie movies, but I don't seek them out, and I'll probably wait forever before I watch it. So
yeah, I'm usually pretty big on it. But I think the last good one I saw was probably in the 48 series where they, you know, I mean, like Crazy Fast Zombies, or the Walking Dead remake, like when they remade it with Ving Rhames was in it. Like that was like a decade ago or longer.
Yeah, I
like
think I know
zombies, Maw, it's always good.
Right. Yeah.
But then Romero wanted it back because, you know, Romero made pretty much the zombie flicks what it is. But he was like, I'll do the sequel, and it was trash, hot garbage.
Hot garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like in general. I like zombie flicks. I watched like majority of them that you can probably name, but it's like this one really didn't really do it for me. I wasn't like really invested as I watched it. I kind of got, so I did get like a little distracted every now and then. I was like, this is kind of boring, so I kind of looked at my phone for a little bit and like scrolling at some news articles, and I kind of glanced back. But
that is not
me really, yeah. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna waste this hour.
You might not even waste
an hour and a half.
It's actually like a two. I want to say it's like might be two. It's 2.5 hours long. So maybe that's one thing too. It's like it's kind of a long movie too. It's like there's a lot of filler in there. So maybe that's kind of what turned me off.
Zack Snyder did say that he was able to keep his creative control. He said he was like, this will not be like what it was like with Justice League. I read in an interview that got all the Zack Snyderisms or whatever or something like that. I like that.
Random slow-mo. Like it's hit or miss with Zack Snyder for me. Like it's never low quality. It's just sometimes the stories be like, I don't care.
Yeah. So I'll say that it does seem like it has like a big production value in it. It seems like they definitely took some time to like put it together and like, I don't know, develop all the scenes and the backgrounds and all this kind of stuff. But
I mean, the trailer's got
maybe the action.
The trailer's got a zombie.
Zombie tiger. Yeah.
Like, that looks cool. But
and the tiger maybe is only in there for like 2 or 3 scenes, maybe like at all. Like it's barely much of a thing.
Right.
I'll say that the guys don't even fight the tiger. They don't even like. Only one person interacts with the tiger.
Gotcha.
So it's not like the tiger's like a.
Did he do Tenet as well? Was that Zack Snyder joint?
No,
was that
for Nolan?
That was a Nolan joint. Yeah. So they both, I don't know. It vacillates between good and just like mediocre for me.
So you like the Batman stuff, right? Like Nolan did the Batman stuff.
I did. So a lot of people think the first one is one of his best. I don't agree. I thought the first one was kind of boring. It was the second one for me, and then obviously the third one. But the first one was just okay. Like I saw it and I was just like, meh. It's not. It's definitely wasn't the worst Batman movie out there. That's still Val Kilmer's Batman, but but it wasn't the most exciting. It wasn't until the sequel came out that I was like, okay, I get down with this universe.
Mhm.
So, but origin stories are always boring. But I was gonna say Batista was also in Blade Runner 2049. I thought he did a good job in that. He's in it briefly, but enough where you're just like, man, he has different levels to his acting.
Mhm. Yeah.
He-
Yeah.
he-
He did.
like I said, he's usually a side guy though. Like he was also in he was a bad guy in the James Bond one. Which one was it? Spectre. I don't know if you ever saw Spectre with Daniel
I
Craig.
have not. I didn't watch any of the Daniel Craig
What?
Bonds.
Bond.
It fell into a time and place, not that I didn't want to see them, but it's just not that they just weren't like not accessible. I would have to go rent them. I just was like, man, when I see it, I see it.
If you're gonna watch, because I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. I'm trying to think 4. I think it might be 4. The one that's coming out now is the 5th one, James Bond 25 or whatever it is. But if you
Gotcha.
watch Casino Royale, that's the first one that he did. I think you would like that one more than the other ones. Quantum of Solace, I was not a fan of. Then it was Skyfall and then Spectre. And then the new
Gotcha.
come out whenever. I think it's later this year, November, I think, or something like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't liked the Bond flick since Goldeneye. Was the last one I actually enjoyed.
Pierce
With
Brosnan?
Pierce. Yeah, that was the last one I enjoyed.
Okay.
It might have something to do with the game as well.
I was
That was one of
I
my
was
favorite
gonna
shooters. The controls are hot trash. You try to play it nowadays, it's garbage. But as a kid, it was excuse me. As a kid, it was amazing.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. GoldenEye. That was the shit back in the day.
Yeah, so there might be something there. There might be some correlation between the two of them. But that's the last Bond flick that I enjoyed. So I need to check them out though, because I always heard they're really good for like sound, like home theater. Like those are the movies you want to jump on. That and Mission Impossible. You
Right.
want to jump on
Right.
those. So
I like the Mission Impossibles. Yeah.
yeah, which I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 of those.
Oh
I think, which is crazy to me. Like, I don't know, like for whatever reason, I stopped watching spy flicks at that time of my life. I was watching something else, I guess. I don't know.
Is it because you're not a Tom Cruise fan? Is that probably why? Or no?
I was then. I was at that time.
Okay.
Like now, he's still okay. Like The Edge of Tomorrow was still. I enjoyed that. Like I can separate him from his crazy because it does. It's not like what's his face from Braveheart. It's not like a Mel Gibson
No.
crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can kind of separate the two. But like Mel Gibson, I don't mess with him either.
Yeah, every time somebody mentions Mel Gibson's name, I think of South Park Mel Gibson. Did you ever see that episode where he's crazy and he's talking about passion all the time, passion of the Christ?
Yes. Yep. I did see that one.
You didn't like passion? You didn't like passion?
Right.
Every time somebody mentions, that's what I think about. It's like he's going crazy and smearing crap on himself. But
Yeah.
no, I think you would enjoy Casino Royale. Like I said, Quantum of Solace, probably not so much. Skyfall is okay. Spectre is okay. Like it goes more into stuff that they all kind of go together, because from the first one, he's kind of on a revenge tour for different things.
Gotcha.
So I think I think you'd like the first one at least, and it may make you watch the second one, which you'll be like, that's not that great, but I'll be like, okay, we'll keep going.
Right. Don't stop.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like I gotta actually sit down and watch, because the last like spy joint I watched was Tenet. I did not enjoy it. Before then, had to be something. But a couple years back, I want to say I think it's called Blonde Bombshell or Blonde Shell.
Atomic Blonde. Is it?
Yeah, Atomic Blonde.
Atomic
There you
Blonde,
go.
something like that.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it right. But also high on action. I like was it a Theron joint? I think she was the main character.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I think she was the main character. I like her as an actress. I like the action in it. I don't know what it is about spy flicks. So I was just like, man, not interested. I think it's the double into the triple cross. Like once you start to go back and forth too many times, just like I don't care anymore. Everybody's a bad guy. Kill them all.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's just a genre that's fallen off for me in my adulthood.
Yeah.
But
I think I watched pretty much all the Bond flicks, but I can't tell you about them right now. I can't think of because it's been just a while. It's been a while since I watched them, and then I did watch not recently, but other movie had Daniel Craig in it where he's trying to solve a mystery, like a murder that happened.
Oh, Knives Out.
Knives Out, yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good, and that was a pretty fun
that
movie.
was pretty good.
Yeah,
See, I can mess with the mystery joints. Like
Yeah.
that back and forth is okay with me. I don't know, something to do with spies. I'm not feeling it.
yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah, but
Right.
it kind of threw me off because he didn't have the English accent, right? Like he didn't have the British
Yeah,
accent.
Right,
the
yeah,
southern,
like a
the southern
southern
draw.
I was like, I know that's
Right.
not.
Hilarious.
It's
Right.
like it's like Idris Elba too, right? Like I know that's not you.
right. There's a piece of mud right here on the ground. I mean, it's like, you got this southern.
They say he's getting a sequel. They say there's gonna be Knives Out too.
Yeah,
Like
And they had
obviously a different family, I guess.
yeah, I'd have to imagine. That's a
Yeah, I
star.
think they'll follow him around maybe. But yeah, it was like how do you match that cast again? That's the question.
Right. Yeah, they had
That seemed to
everybody in
be a one-hitter quitter. Yeah.
there. Right. Right.
It was very star-studded. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you do that again. But yeah, I enjoyed that one. That was pretty good. Speaking of home theater, I guess a good segue. So I've been marathoning this YouTube channel called Dream Media. So only one M though. So it's like Dream EDIA or vice versa, like wherever you want to stick the M. But they call themselves Dream Media. They're home theater installers, and they're branching out. They're becoming nationwide, right? So like they're a wholesale distributor. They will put you in contact with their affiliates to build your theater. And these things are not cheap, obviously, but they just show the before and afters. They do sound tests too, but I never like those. Like people who demo how a TV looks or how a sound system sounds through my television. Like obviously I'm not, like, if I own the TV, I'm not going to be watching it.
You're not getting the full
Right.
effect.
So I'm not getting any of the effect, like, at all. So that part is straining, but just the people's designs, how they turned, whether it be their attic or their basement. Usually it's basements because they're primarily above the Mason-Dixon line. So you see a lot of Virginia, New Jersey, and then now they're showing some Texas. They never show Florida, but most of them are basements that they convert into home theaters, and it's always like beautiful. Like some of the designs, just like, I don't even know how you did that, but I want one of those. So I watched like probably 20 videos and I started seeing a theme. I'm like, okay, this is the best projector to do this. This is the best screen. These are, you know what I mean? The best way to place your speakers if you have this type of house, if you do have that type of house. And then last night I made a mistake. I Googled the price of the projector, and I was like, it took a lot of magic away from me.
Took all the magic out of that thing.
You mean these people been spending 16 grand for just a projector? Like, because the build out is like, because in my head, I'm like, okay, the build out is like at least 40, 45 grand or more. Cause you have to get like, they have to build the theater. You have to get the furniture. So I'm like, okay, like maybe 50, 60 grand, like maybe one day I can achieve this in my life. But then when I started looking to the price of the equipment and I saw that just the projector was 16 grand, I was like, oof. These people are rich.
Yeah. That's like, yeah.
Now I'm disenchanted.
Right. Need some Scrooge McDuck money right there for that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but it's still pretty interesting. Yeah.
But so you were saying that as you're watching that, you're thinking about maybe hooking up your home theater.
Oh, I always wanted a home theater. Always wanted one.
Yeah.
But now I live in Florida. We don't have basements. So if you want a home theater, you need to convert either a room, which are pretty small, or you have to buy a house with a pretty lofty loft, pretty large loft, and convert that. So there's things you could do. But I wanted like the theater. Like I want to actually build like a 12 by 20 or 12 by 24 or whatever, like convert a space into an actual theater with the seating and the projector and all that stuff. So that's a little bit pricier than I expected.
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about like raising the room and everything. Like if you're doing theater seating, like each level goes up type thing. Like you're talking like
but only like two rows. So you'd have like, because now they have furniture, like you can get like recliner with a chase, like a whole couch, like sectional type situation on the first floor. Then the second floor could be the individual seats. Even that's not that bad on price. But once I saw that the projector cost the same as a car, because I was thinking a couple grand, maybe this grand, and it was like 16,000, and they're always sold out. I found one last night. It was actually one available. Buy now. I was like, no.
I was like, no, I ain't getting that.
You just wanted to see if it was real. You're like,
Yeah.
if it's real. 16 G's, golly. Nah.
Yeah, I ain't that rich. I ain't spending on that.
Maybe one day, but not today. And on top of it, like converting the basements that much easier. Like I visited my uncle on the in-law side, and he had an unfinished basement in Georgia. Beautiful. Like he just had so much land. You know, the house was gorgeous. Then you went downstairs, you just saw all the potential. Like that is the ideal situation. That in Florida, it's first not possible because they don't build basements here. Not here. I'm not in Florida right now, but when I am at home, they don't build basements because obviously flooding. It's a big thing in Florida. But secondly, that type of real estate would cost three to four times as much when you're, you know what I mean, going from Georgia to the city in Florida, not the Florida, Nebraska type situation. So
yeah,
maybe one day, like if I still live in Virginia, it'd be that much closer to attainable, but not
right.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida's a little questionable.
Yeah.
I remember the wife and I went to like a wedding, and it was like in some big mansion thing, and they had like they actually had like a dedicated home theater room, or like whatever you want to call it. They actually had like, you know, they had like a popcorn machine. They had like a little ticket booth, like a little makeshift ticket booth, and it actually had like theater seating and like a projection screen thing, and it was pretty legit. It felt like you were in like a real movie theater, but it's just like in a little house, no, not house, but it was like in this kind of mansionish type building.
Yeah.
But it'd be pretty nice. That'd be a nice little thing, especially you get like your my wife and I call it like a forever home, where you're like, this is where I'm going to be for like the rest of my life, kind of thing. You know, you just want to hook up the house and make it truly make it yours, and put all the, like you said, like your home theater, put your man cave in there. You got all this other stuff that you kind of customize on the house to make it like perfect. That'd be kind of one of those things that'd be nice to put on you know, nice to kind of punctuate your house, I guess. What do you want to call it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I started doing that too. I started Zillow and Google this type of real estate I would need to have a room big enough to dedicate to that. And in my area, that's almost $1 million. So
yeah. It's
most states would be $500,000 or, you know, less, but not in Tampa.
Yeah.
Real estate there's a lot of land, but there's not a lot of houses. Filling that space. Like everything's pretty tight in Tampa. You got to get pretty far out to get that type of space. So you never know what the future holds when somebody's sizzle. And if you listen too early in the week, not on narcotics.
That's right.
You never know. Yeah. So call back to last episodes. You got to listen to that one. Like life is rough out there. So. But I think that pretty much wraps this episode. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, LeVon. Always an interesting conversation. I'll make sure to drop you guys a link to some of these beautiful theaters so you can check it out yourself. Get jealous of these people,
right?
With their basements. But definitely check us out throughout the week. Monday through Thursday, we talk cyber. Wednesday being Ask Us SP. And then Fridays, we just kind of, you know, let our hair down. All of us have short hair and talk about everything else. So definitely tune in. Definitely continue to listen to us on your podcast platform of choice. We're on 6 different platforms that I am tracking and know of, as well as the YouTube videos that you can look at our beautiful faces. Hit the website up, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com, where you can get to our Facebook and IG, as well as you can hit me up personally at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy on LinkedIn, Twitter, IG, TikTok, and I always forget one. There's another one, but Clubhouse. There it is, where you can reach me and you know, ask me a question. And you, LeVon?
Hit me up on the Twitters at LeVon Maynard.
There it is. So enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and stay secure.
Take care.